Hi again, it's Natalie from A Life with Borderline Personality Disorder. As promised, I have another video. The video today is on mindfulness, okay, and what that is, how it can help, loads of tips to use it in your everyday life to end up with a much calmer feeling to each day. I hope you're all doing okay. Obviously, here in the UK, for those of you watching from there, we're in lockdown. And I think it's particularly important that during lockdown we make plans and start to maybe use some different skills that are going to get us through, so we're not so isolated or feeling alone. And having new skills to focus on, to try, etc. While you've got all this time, can be a really good time to start learning. Okay, so as I said, today's topic is on mindfulness. Okay, mindfulness, okay, is basically the art of being in the present. Okay, it needs a lot of practice, a lot of commitment needed, okay, to make it work in your life. It's not something that you can just listen to, like me talk about, and then go away and not listen to that again. It's something that needs commitment, but it can change your whole life. It can literally make your whole life different, whether you've got BPD or not, to be fair. It helps with irritability, it helps with rage, it helps with stress levels. Mindfulness has been going on for years, and it's an ancient Chinese practice, in fact. Okay, mindfulness can mainly be used in two ways. Okay, break it down into two parts. The first part is what we call formal mindfulness. I'll go into a lot more explanation later, but just basically, formal mindfulness is sitting calmly, pre-thought out sessions of mindfulness that you might want to do, using guided meditations, or you've simply decided to give yourself half an hour to sit with yourself and listen to what noises you can hear, the sound of your own breath. Concentrate on the breath coming in and out of the body, your own heartbeat. So formal meditation is pre-thought out. Often people use guided meditations. There's loads of them on YouTube. I will be sharing some with you at a later date. And they're quite good because it helps the mind maybe wander a little bit less, okay? Because when you first start mindfulness, your mind is going to be all over the place. Some people call it the monkey mind. Your mind will be jumping everywhere. But with practice, you can get your mind back. You just keep bringing it back. Every time it goes off, bring it back to what you were focusing on. Okay. Also, with formal meditation, some people like to use a candle, sort of in front of them, a bit lower than eye level, and they focus on the flame while they listen to a guided meditation, which is somebody talking, guiding you through the mindfulness meditation. Okay. Or some people like to practice mindfulness in the bath. Nice hot bath, candles on, and you've got a guided mindfulness meditation playing. Now, all these are great ideas. Okay, so that's the first mainly used way of using mindfulness, is formal mindfulness. The second one is totally different. It's informal mindfulness. This covers a massive amount of different ways. Okay, so you can do mindfulness walking, eating, which I will explain in depth, drinking, in the shower, washing the pots, cleaning the tiles, cleaning the kitchen, cleaning the bathroom, washing your hair, cooking, getting dressed. It can literally be all of those things that you can implement mindfulness techniques into every day. Okay, so what I'm talking about by informal mindfulness, you have to excuse me, I managed to just knock something over on the side of me. Oh dear. Right, we sort that out. Okay, so let's pick a subject. So let's talk about mindfulness drinking. Okay, so you're feeling very stressed, you make yourself a cup of tea. Okay, normally You'd probably be drinking that tea while you're doing other things, or thinking of other things, you know, while you're drinking your tea, thinking about your problems, thinking about maybe things you need to do later, thinking about maybe what you need to do tomorrow, or Christmas coming up. There's all sorts of things that your mind will be thinking about. Okay, but with mindfulness drinking, what you do is you've got the cup of tea, okay, and you look at it really intensely. You feel the heat through the mug. You look at the colour of the tea. You might want to stir it with a spoon. Watch the water, the drink, go around like that, how that looks. Okay, so you're feeling the heat on your hand. You can smell it. Okay, so smell it. And then you're drinking it. And every time you're drinking it, you're tasting it and the sensation of it going down the body into the stomach with every sip. The mind is going to go off. It's going to keep trying to do the monkey mind, which I call default of the mind. Everybody goes back to default until you've practiced and practiced and practiced. Okay, so you're drinking your drink. So instead of a normal cup of tea experience where you might be looking at something, watching something, you know, thinking, your mind's all over the place, you literally concentrating completely your whole mind on this cup of tea. And what that does is it instantly calms the body and the mind. It slows your breathing down, your heart rate, and it just makes you relax. So a 15-minute having a cup of tea, or a 10-minute having a cup of tea, even a 5-minute having a cup of tea, is going to make you feel so much less stressed. And by implementing these little slots of informal mindfulness throughout your whole day, you can completely change how you feel. Okay, for those of us with BPD who suffer with rage, irritability, constant negative thoughts, ruminating, it will really help you. Okay, so you can use this cup of tea. Yeah, remember that one. Okay, eating. So you've made your tea. Normally you just eat tonight, you're thinking about everything else. No. Mindfulness, you're going to look at each piece that you cut up, look at the texture of it, just really look at it, and then you're going to have the taste of it. Maybe close your eyes, taste the food in your mouth, and as it goes down. And we're doing this with every bite. When the mind goes off again, doing its thing, keep bringing it back, and just keep bringing it back, and keep bringing it back. And what you're doing by that is, again, concentrating your mind just on the food that you're eating. So that's, again, a calming exercise. Very different, I would imagine, to most people in the way that they eat now. Okay, it's probably a very different way. You're in the shower. You feel the heat. You feel the soap on. You feel how it feels on your skin. The water running through your hair. The smell of the shampoo, of the conditioner, the shower gel that you're using. When you get out, the feel of the towel on your skin. You can put music on. You can put some relaxation music on while you're in the shower or the bath. That might help. But every time your mind goes off wandering, thinking about next week, Christmas, lockdown, any worries, you know, you've got going on, just keep bringing it back to the feel of the bath on your skin. How soft the sponge feels. How lovely it feels to massage your own hair with shampoo. Take ages doing that, ages, and just keep focusing on that. And by doing that and getting out the bath and then wrapping yourself in a lovely soft towel, feel the softness, feel the sensation as your skin dries, it's going to be a whole different experience for you to the normal quick jump in the shower that we do. And we're thinking about a whole life, you know, future, past, what we've got to do, feel overwhelmed. All these sorts of things, we can use mindfulness by nipping those thoughts in the bud and bringing it back to the present moment. Okay, so I've talked about a couple of ways of doing it now. And as I say, you can do it with cooking. I'm sure you can imagine now I've explained a little bit what that would be like. You can do it getting dressed. You can do it putting your makeup on. All mindfulness is bringing the mind back to the present moment. Sounds very simple, okay? I'm not going to lie. It takes a lot of practice and your mind is going to go everywhere for ages. Can I just say, I hope you can excuse that I've got dogs barking in the background. I've got 2 dogs. I've got a Shar-Pei and I've got a Pomeranian. The Pomeranian, the little one, barks all the time. That's just what she does. She likes everybody to know she's here. She barks at everything. And the Shar-Pei quite often just joins in. So that's what's going on in the background. There's nobody at the door. There's nothing going on. Dolly, the Pomeranian, just likes to give it some, you know, let everybody in the neighbourhood know that she's about. And Lola, who's a Shar-Pei, she likes to just join in, I think. She just copies her. Okay, anyway, back to what we were talking about. Okay, now, certain monasteries, okay, we've got one in France, do meditation retreats of mindfulness. And they practice for days mindfulness walking. Okay, mindfulness walking is a lovely way to calm down. So if you're feeling irritable, you're feeling anxious, which is all these things that we feel with BPD, you're feeling lonely, you're feeling empty, you're feeling bored, get up and go for a walk. Okay, now I understand that can be difficult for some people. I'm physically disabled, actually, myself. Okay, I've got some quite nasty physical illnesses, but I use mindfulness again to distract me also from the pain. And I do, when I can, try to do a bit of mindfulness walking. I don't get very far, but that's fine, because all it's about is concentrating your mind on what you're doing. So that would be feeling the wet, maybe, under your feet, or the leaves crunching and hearing that. Smelling the park, the trees, how different the air can sometimes feel when you're on a park too, in a busy place, for example. The crunching of the leaves is my particular favourite. Autumn for me is a really good time for me to enjoy mindfulness, because I love that crunch under the feet. Just keep bringing your mind back to it. Looking around. What's around you? Not what's in your head. What's around you? Focus on the trees. Focus on a squirrel. We see a squirrel run up the tree. We see them quite often here. Focus on that. Bring your mind back always to what you are doing. Mindfulness walking not only helps you mentally, okay, it's good for you physically. Everybody knows, or has probably heard, that exercise is a fantastic way to get adrenaline out of your system, irritability, stress, anger. So mindfulness walking is something you could do. You know, you're having a really bad day, maybe you feel has upset you, you feel hurt by something somebody said, which BPD people, we really do obviously feel that, because our emotions are hugely more intense than somebody without BPD. Regular people, well, I don't like to use the word regular, but I can't really think of another one. They kind of just, they feel, obviously, anger, sadness, all of that. So I'm not saying they don't, but for somebody with BPD, and if you know anything about BPD, you will understand that people with borderline personality disorder feel emotions at an unbearable level. So what somebody else might feel in anger, somebody with borderline, it is so intense. You can't get away from it. It's all it envelops you. Sadness, hurt, betrayal, all these things that you feel, which I'm going to talk about obviously much more intensely in later videos, can all be helped by mindfulness. I've learnt over the years to bring mindfulness into as many things as I can in the day. I even do it, I'm cleaning my teeth, feeling the toothbrush, smell the mint, really concentrating on each tooth as I go. And then after I've done that, my heart rate's down, my stress levels are down, my day is a lot calmer. You can implement, if you think how many times a day you could implement it, you could literally be implementing it every time you drink anything, anytime you eat anything, anytime you have a bath or a shower, anytime you go for a walk. You can even do it in shops. Nobody will notice, trust me. And in shops, you're looking at things around and you're feeling the floor under your feet, and you're intently looking around at what's around you and taking in your surroundings. Some people that I know with BPD, and I've definitely done it on, oh gosh, massive amounts of occasions, I've gone to a shop when I've been feeling really, really, really irritable or upset, hurt, frightened, sort of anxious, because literally breaking the habit of sort of those thoughts can be easy by just changing your environment. So it could be a shop, it could be outside your back door, outside the front, just stand, look around, breathe. But going somewhere different can help break that chain of thought. And the fact that you've got other things to concentrate on, you might have written a list of a couple of things you want to pick up. Your mind, keep bringing it back to what's on the list and what you've got to get. And just look intently at everything. I end up in B&M, which is, if you're not in the UK, B&M is like a bargains type big chain store that we have in the UK. And I will end up just looking at everything, like all the stuff on the kitchen aisle, just everything, not things I need, but just things to look at. Nice ornaments, the mirrors. Oh, look, that's nice. On the bathroom stage. Oh, gosh, those towels, they're lovely. Oh, look at that cushion. It feels so nice. They've got the lovely bedding in there that's fluffy, and they've got the really soft blankets, that sort of thing. Get you out of your head. So a trip to a shop, okay, that can really help. With regular practice, I promise you, that mindfulness, which is just being totally aware of the present, it can change your whole life. It really can. I can't stress that enough. And that's for everybody. Anybody with any mental health problem, including BPD, depression, anxiety, bipolar, PTSD, I believe any mental health illness can benefit from it. And also, I need to add that so can physical illnesses, because through mindfulness the body is relaxing. When you're having your cup of tea, you might want to think about just putting those shoulders down a little bit, just relaxing. Right, okay, letting your arms relax, letting the muscle tension go in your jaw, which is where a lot of us do hold tension in our jaw and our neck. Okay, so you can also help physical ailments. I use these techniques a lot to help with my physical disabilities, which are not very nice, and I do live in constant pain and I have severe mobility difficulties. And mindfulness, bits and pieces all throughout the day, every day, helps me feel much more chilled. And I would definitely say over the time that I've been practicing mindfulness, the BPD rages have been less. I've been less irritable. My anxiety levels have massively gone down, which is absolutely fantastic. For anybody that suffers with BPD or just general anxiety, low mood, irritability, anger issues, mindfulness again will help with all of these. That is what it will do. It will change your life. And anybody can learn to do it. Yes, like I said at the beginning, it does take quite a lot of commitment, and it's the practice really. But eventually what your mind does is it automatically does it. It becomes a natural part of your brain. Just how our brain has been programmed to be triggered by boredom, by emptiness, by loneliness, by irritability, feeling hurt, when you feel like you've been betrayed, or how you've interpreted a situation. Mindfulness can help with all of that, because if the mind is calmer through these little bits throughout the day, it is less likely to blow. So think of it as something you can practice every day in many different ways. You could do it in your job, if you're typing, whatever you're doing, you just need to bring your mind to the present. It does take a lot of practice, but it's certainly going to make a huge change to your life. Now, as I've said earlier about the body relaxes. I mean, the health benefits of this, are clinically proven. It's been looked into many, many, many studies where mindfulness has helped people with physical disabilities, pain, particularly fatigue, and the frustration that you feel from a physical disability, which I certainly struggled with myself for years. I was frustrated. Prior to being physically ill, I was super, super active person. I bred dogs. I worked sometimes 3 jobs at once. I was a super, super active person, out all the time, walking miles and miles with these dogs. And then suddenly, about 12 years ago, I became physically disabled. And all that stopped. My whole life stopped. So I've had to rebuild a new life. And I had a good couple of years where I was just filled with resentment, anger, bitterness, and so much frustration, pent up frustration. And mindfulness slowly but surely chiseled away at that, and has got me now to the point where I use it naturally. It happens all the time. Sometimes I'll think after, oh gosh, look, my mind has just naturally come back to what I was doing when it went off on a tangent. So all I can stress really is practice, 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 practice as much as you can. It can help with sleep problems, insomnia. And as I said, on YouTube, because we're so lucky, obviously, this day and age that we've got YouTube, it offers so many fantastic guided mindfulness meditations. I will be sharing some on another video, and I will be doing them with you, okay? So, I'll be playing it, and I will be doing the guided meditation, okay? There's lots of them out there, so have a look before I post my next video, which is going to be on next Monday. I decided to do an extra one today, really, just because I've started the channel and I wanted to connect with you a bit more. And for myself, over the last 3 days, I've been in a lot of pain due to the change in the weather, the damp, and probably doing some silly things, which I'm renowned for. Anybody that knows me knows I'm a little bit stubborn, and I often attempt to do things that are really not going to do me very well physically, but I do them and then I'm in agony. So I've been using for the past sort of 3 days, for sure, a lot more mindfulness than I would even normally use. It's really helped me through the pain, the frustration, and the irritability that I've sort of had the last couple of days. So that's really why I wanted to post this today, just because it's helped me so much over the last 3 days, and I've got to a point today where I feel so much calmer. The pain's still the same, but I just feel calmer with it, and I feel more chilled, and I wanted to share this with you, really, because of that. Okay, so before the next video, what I'd love you to do is try a bit of mindfulness. You can do the formal, okay, which is the guided meditations where you design really what you're going to do. So you'd sort of say to yourself, right, in an hour's time, I'm going to put a guided meditation on, or I'm just going to put some relaxation music on with a candle. I'm going to try and be in the present moment, okay, and keep bringing your mind back to the present moment, using your smell. What can you hear? The feel of your breath going in and out, sensations of the body relaxing, your heart rate slowing down. Have a go at that, okay? But also, let's get trying some of the informal ones in, because they're so easy. They're the easiest ones. When you clean your teeth the next time after you see this video, spend ages. Just, at first, just spend ages, really go every single tooth. How does it feel? How does the brush feel? What does the toothpaste taste like? Gargle the water, feel that sensation after. What does your mouth feel like after? It's these things really that we don't really ever normally sort of focus on, do we? Because when you clean your teeth, you're thinking, oh God, I've got to make this for tea, and shit, I need to get that out of the freezer, whatever. So try the mindfulness eating. When you're cooking, you're just concentrating on that, the feel of the food that you're cutting, watching it precisely, putting it all together, how it looks on the plate, the smells all in the kitchen while you're cooking. Use it with that. There are many ways that you could implement it in. So just a quick rundown before I go, okay, because I don't want to bore you guys or go on too much. So we've got informal mindfulness, which is You can do that eating, drinking, having a shower, having a bath, going for the walk. Try a mindfulness walk. Just go out by yourself. Nobody's going to notice because you're not going to be looking like you're doing anything different because it's all in the mind. Go out and do a mindfulness shop. Go to a shop with your list. Just concentrate on that and what you're getting, and keep bringing that mind back. So let it do. Don't try and force it to stay, because then you're just thinking forcing it to stay, and that's not mindful. It's kind of the opposite of what we need you to be doing. So you need to be just focusing on what you're doing. You know, I've got this pad here, for instance. I'm focusing on that. And yes, something will go on around me. I keep bringing it back, or I think something, no, I'll bring it back. You know, worrying about Christmas, bring it back. Keep reading. You know, you could do it through reading, listening to music. Just have a go, okay? And I'd love it if you'd post some comments, and just let me know how you got on with it, really. Whether it helped you. Did you find it really hard because your mind was going everywhere, which is completely natural, and that is always for everybody. That happens in the first stages of learning mindfulness. Okay, so I'd love to see, you know, if you've had a go, let me know how that goes. As always, I will be saying at the end of every video, even if this video is watched by one person, okay, and it helps them, yeah, that's good enough for me, okay? And I would love it if you guys who do watch this video would share it, because I think mindfulness would help everybody. You know, it's something I've always thought should be used in corporate settings. It should be taught in schools, because it's a whole different way of thinking. The benefits are amazing. They are amazing. Okay, so thank you very much for watching. I'm posting a video next Monday. Get them comments coming in. Let me know if you've practiced something, how it felt, even if you hated it. And if you do hate the first one, you try something else. You know, you hated the eating one. Well, I'm not doing that again. Try it in the shower. Try the bath. Try cleaning your teeth. And get stuck in. Okay. So thank you very much for watching, and stay safe. Okay. I want everybody to take care. You're not alone, okay? You might feel it during lockdown, but you're not alone. There are ways to connect, like on here, with people, you know. We're all in this together. It's very true. So we've all got to take care, okay? And I will see you, well, I won't see you, I will speak to you next Monday, okay?